So here's what I'm going to talk about: the design changes, configuration and deployment, and then the server management stuff. And the configuration and deployment kind of goes hand in hand with the SSIS server. So let's go into a demo. I'm going to talk about developer experience. So this is what's new in the designer. So I'm going to pop out of this PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to hop over to a virtual machine, which I have over here. And here we are. So what's new? Well, it doesn't look too different from SSIS 2008, I think you'll agree. Although, if you look a bit closer, there are a few new things. We have a little zoom tool in the bottom right-hand corner here, which I can... There we go. So I can use my scroll wheel on the mouse to actually move it in that thing, and I think I can use the control button and the scroll wheel to scroll it out just like that. So, okay, nothing particularly earth-shattering there, I'm sure you'll agree. But I can just look in the top right-hand corner. We have a couple of new little buttons up here. If I hover over this one's called the SSIS Toolbox. If I click this, I've actually already got it showing here. Just close these panes here. So if I click SSIS Toolbox, that brings up, unsurprisingly, the SSIS Toolbox. Now, again, it might look fairly similar to the toolbox that you're used to seeing in 2005 and 2008, but in actual fact, it's a brand new toolbox that they've designed from the ground up. Just to emphasize that, I can select Toolbox here, and that's the old toolbox, and you see there's actually nothing in it now for SSIS. This is the toolbox that you get built into Visual Studio. They've now got their own one specific to SSIS, so why have they done that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, they can group things under various categories, like in here, by default, we've got them grouped under favorites and common. Containers, those are our for loop, for each loop, sequence container. Common stuff includes things that they think you're going to use quite a lot. So we have the execute package task, will be the execute SQL task. I'm surprised that's the one that most people use. Or is it called something else? I'm missing it. Anyway, be in there somewhere. But the point is that you can actually take these things and I think you can drag things into your favorites. Like, there we go. So move to favorites. So you can move things in and out of these various groups. So it's a nice, easy way of organizing all your tasks and the ones that you use most often. So there's my execute SQL task now up in my favorites section. The other good thing about this toolbox, if any of you have ever used third-party components before, you know how much of a pain it is to actually get those to show up in the toolbox. You have to right-click on the toolbox, bring up a little dialog. It's very slow. It'll give you a list of all the installed components that it can find, and then you check a box to actually make them appear in your toolbox. That's not a great experience for developers. It's not a great experience for people who actually build these third-party tools either, because there's no way to make them automatically show up in the toolbox. So they tried to solve that with the SSIS Toolbox, because what this now does, whenever a third-party component or task gets installed, it will automatically show up in the SSIS Toolbox here. It makes that a lot easier. Okay, so that's the Toolbox button. That's the Toolbox as well. If I draw your attention to the actual control flow here, I've got two tasks on here already. These are actually both data flows. You'll notice that the icon for a data flow task has actually changed. I'll just collapse this down. I can bring up, this is SSIS 2008. So here's a data flow in SSIS 2008, and here it is in Denali. So you see it's changed a little bit. We have rounded corners on the tasks, which maybe that's a nice thing, I don't know. But everything has had a bit of a visual overhaul, as it were. So you can see all the tasks. I'm sorry.
Jamie, our audio is cutting in and out. Is there any strategy we can use to try to enhance the audio?
Really?
Yeah, it's cutting in.
I can have a look. Bear with me.
Okay, great. Everyone,
Sorry
please bear with us for a moment.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so tell me if I disappear or anything like that, Rachel.
Okay, great. I can hear you fine now, so.
You still hear me?
Yes, you sound great.
Okay, let's hope that sticks with it.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that, folks. I'll try and get back to where I was. Oh, it's thrown me completely. What am I going to do now? Where will it be? So I was talking about components within the toolbox that they now show with this new iconography. So enough about that. Let me just postpone this so that doesn't stop me later on. There we go. So we have new icons and things. One very nice thing that they've done, I don't know if anybody's used copy and paste, has tried to copy and paste objects between different packages and things like that in the past, but they've improved that experience quite a lot. So for example, if I go into a new SSIS package here, I'm going to create a data flow. And if I draw a box around maybe these three objects here, copy, let's go back into our new package, let's paste. You'll see that it generally remembers the relative positions of all the objects that I copied and pasted. Now, if you compare that to the experience in SSIS today, in the products that you know and possibly love or hate, you'll know that copy and paste doesn't work too well. They've done a lot of improvements to that in Denali, you'd be glad to hear. So let's copy and paste. We have, so within a data flow task now, we have all the normal components that you're used to, as you see in the toolbox here, but I also want to draw your attention to the top left here. We have two new options, the destination assistant and the source assistant. So this really speaks to their attempt to make it easy for brand new developers to get involved with SSIS and to get up to speed with it. So for example, I want to pull data out of some database somewhere. I can drag on this source assistant. And rather than being launched into a very unfriendly OLEDB type dialog, what we've now got is an indication of the type of system that I'm going to go and connect to. So is it SQL Server, Excel, is it going to be a flat file, is it going to be an Oracle system? You'll see the checkbox here saying show installed only. If I uncheck that, some extra ones turn up. So we have SAP BI, Sybase, Teradata. So what that's telling us is that there are other connectors available for SSIS, and there will be information turn up here, tell you how to actually go and get those things.